Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine, I am going to give a business idea to you,
Okay.
and I want your opinion on it.
All right.
Now, it is something that people are doing over on Whatnot, so, and I know your feelings of Whatnot. Throw that out the window. Don't worry about the fact that it's Whatnot, okay?
Okay.
Just a general idea.
Okay.
I was out at Springfield Antique Extravaganza this past week, and was talking to one of the dealers set up there, and they said, and I had mentioned to them because Whatnot had been set up there in October.
Okay.
And I had spoken with them back in October, and I had asked them, hey, give Whatnot a try. And I was talking to them, did you do it? No, blah, 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 blah. And they said, you know what somebody did do, though? And I said, no, what? Apparently what this person was doing, they were running a live show
Okay.
from the flea market, essentially,
Yeah.
going around the booths with the camera and showing the things in the booth
Okay.
and asking the people in their feed, is there anything here that you want?
Like at, dealer number one's table.
Yep.
Okay.
So they walk into Leone's.
Yeah,
They
right.
walk into Leone's store,
Yeah.
except they're at the flea market, so they've got
Sure.
1,000 dealers. Is there anything you want?
Yeah.
And somebody would say, how much is that sprinkling can? And they would say, how much do you need for the sprinkling can? And the dealer would say, $10. So they'd say, we can start the auction at $20 if you're interested. And the person goes, yeah, I want it. And they buy the sprinkling can, do the auction right there. Then they ask if there's anything else in the booth that they want. What are your thoughts on
I
that?
think that's a great idea. I really do. Because you're making money off something that you're not even buying. It's like gravy. As long, I don't know how successful he was at how many, it's not like it was every item double, so he made, 10
Well, he's
bucks on it.
obviously got to put enough of a
Yeah.
markup on it. If the person tells him 10,
Yeah.
he can't do it for 15
I guess
because he would lose money.
the thing to do is, and I don't know if he did it beforehand, if he was a dealer too, just like them, if there's like an early bird thing with the dealers talk, go around to everyone, tell them you're going to do that and say, hey, if I buy a bunch of stuff, if it happens to be I spend 50 or 60 because they want that, will you give me a deal so that $10 item maybe gets for $7 and sells it for 20, so you can even make a little bit more on top of that, or I'll give you a cut of what it sells for, so if it sells for 20, I'll give you whatever, $7 plus 10%, whatever, I don't know.
Right, right.
So, but yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Now, what do you feel, having had a brick and mortar for all these years, if you were set up at the flea market and this guy walks in and starts selling your items, granted, he's going to buy them from you,
Yeah.
but he's selling your items, and say he goes in your thing and says, how much is this cranberry glass? And
Yeah.
you go, I don't know, $5. And all of a sudden it goes for $125 in the auction.
Well, if he's, let's say at the end of the day, if he, say I get 500 in my pocket because he sells a bunch of items, I got a lot of crap in my store, I'm taking this guy out for a steak dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care what it sells for, because anyone could have came in, and I feel better him selling it as I sold it to a dealer who's reselling it to someone else, and maybe they're going to resell it, whatever, where some guy comes in, he's like scanning everything, wasting 5 hours of his time and spends $10 in my store. I'd rather have someone buy a bunch of items. So yeah, I would embrace it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I guess.
You should do that sometime. Come in. Seriously. Do a Leone's Collectibles one. Go around. Who cares? I'll make sure everything's priced, Yeah. What do you think?
Nice.
Test it out.
I guess.
Tomorrow. How about tomorrow? I need some money. eBay's horrible. I need some money tomorrow.
I guess I guess there are some questions I have about the overall business thing, because I could see some dealers getting upset. I definitely could. I could definitely see
Well, that's I would go around and what dealers you can and can't do it to. Definitely.
either that, or you got somebody going ahead of you. In other words, say I were doing that, you go ahead and check with the dealers. Hey, this guy's going to be coming in, this is what he's going to be doing. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, this guy's got a lot of good stuff, and he's okay with it.
Right.
Because I can see some dealers, especially old timers, what are you doing? Get out of my stand. Although that makes good content for YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Right.
good a content it makes for whatnot.
Another thing is timing, whereas, it may not happen very often, but it could happen. Some old guy's looking at this gas can for $10. And he's thinking about it, but he's looking at his other stuff. All of a sudden, $20 in the gas can sold, boom. Then he's got no shot at it. I mean, I could see him getting very upset. Like, I wasn't going to buy it. I wanted to look at the rest of your stuff, And that's where, you want it, you take it, and you hold on to it or something. But
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, I'd like to know what he really made at the end of the day doing that. And how much time did he spend? Did he spend? He can't sell his stuff if he's selling everyone else's stuff. So did it take him 5, 6, 10 hours? Did he make 500 or did he only make $80? So it all depends on his success rate.
Right. I mean, it's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
The primary, and I know people do that at the. I've heard of people doing it at the bins, which is a whole different story because at the bins you can definitely do it, and you're buying the stuff. You don't have necessarily competition for that. You can do it at the bins easily,
right?
Because everything is either priced by item. Shoes are $3. This is $5, or it's priced by the weight.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, I know this weighs about 2 pounds. I know this is going to cost me X dollars. So you kind of know that going in.
Right.
Whereas again, what kind of markup do you need in order to make it?
Yeah.
Worth your while at a given table.
Yeah, but I can see some people, I mean, it's never a perfect system. You're not going to have 100% success, but I can see it working successfully at a flea market, even at an estate sale, maybe not day 1, but 2 or 3. I can see it working there. Where I can't see it working is a sports card show, a comic show, because these items are priced higher. The stuff that people would want would be priced $100 comic. They're not going to sell it for $80, and then you're selling it for $120. And then the dollar bins of comics and the $2 comics.
Yeah, good luck.
That's very tedious. So, or sports cards too. If you got a $200 sports card and you're selling it for $170, I doubt people are going to want to pay $200 for it. And then, or unless you work a deal where, hey, if it sells for $170, well, can I buy it for $150? I don't know, but I can't see it being as successful at those venues.
Well, and I'm running it through my head as well. The logistics. I almost think you have to have a point man on this. Because, again, having been at that show, I'm just thinking about one area. You've got a guy that sells carpets at the end. Okay, you're not buying a carpet and shipping a carpet out. You're just not doing that on whatnot, unless you're a carpet salesman. That's a specialty kind of trade.
Yeah.
So you run by that. Well, what if the next person, they've got people out there doing plants. The next person's a plant person. The next person is 2 food vendors in a row. Well, all of a sudden you're wasting 3 minutes to 5 minutes just running around trying to find a dealer even that you could pick, kind of deal. So you almost have to have a point man where it's like, okay, I'm going to be doing this at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let me go around and work it out with the dealers that, hey, here's what I'm doing. Is that okay? And it's going to be this stand, that stand, this stand, that stand, this stand. And go ahead and run around that way, because otherwise you're going to go by a lot of stands that you're not going to find anything anybody wants. It's going to be cheap Chinese stuff in that thing. Nothing against cheap Chinese stuff.
Right. Well, I'm thinking now, I don't know what not like you, so but I'm going to say, so you need 2 people. So the person selling the stuff has the phone and he's handling like you normally would, and you have a point man.
You should. I would think so. Just to because then you're waving your arms like, here's a good booth. Here's a good booth.
My thoughts are, I guess, maybe start one table in advance. So you start talking. Your point man gets to this table and he starts prepping. Can you take pictures of stuff in advance of the table and then you're going to sell some stuff there. Then you're going to go up to it. Now, as you're selling the stuff that you know is going to sell there, he's on to the next one.
Or he could put the
videos up
out
ahead of time or something and see if people want the stuff, and then I think that would save some time, and if you're going to have success there or not, and then you move it along a little quicker. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting, very very interesting concept. I was stunned by it, because again, you're putting no money out,
right?
Or you are putting the money out, but it's short term because the money comes right to your account.
Concept, and you might be able to do something bigger with it. I just don't know what, but it's something where maybe some Comic-Con or something would work. You spend all day, but I'm sure there's deals at Comic-Cons. It's so gigantic they can't all be rip-offs. You know what I mean? But again, you have to go through the whole place and see if people want you to do that. But
I guess my last question in Mr. Magazine is: would you be able to do that?
Me myself,
or would you be too self-conscious?
As far as getting rid of the stuff, or
no, you're the seller.
I don't think I would be good at it.
Well, I'm not asking being good at it. I'm just saying you walk into somebody's booth and you're showing their stuff and saying, we got some great stuff here. Is there anything anybody's interested in?
Yeah,
especially if you don't prep it.
I mean, if they don't mind, I don't mind. If the dealer says go for it, why would they not go for it if you're selling? So even if you told them, I'll give you 15% off whatever you sell, it's going to be a bonus on top of it. Because if you didn't do it, those things may not sell. You don't get that audience. You get a different audience that's there live.
Right.
So I would embrace it, and if the dealer said yes, I'd be fine with it. Why not?
Believe it or not, I might be self-conscious about doing that. Yeah, I might be. Just one of those, especially if you didn't.
Then you need your front man to be me. that doesn't give a crap. Honestly, because I don't know those people. I mean,
Right.
Especially if it's out of town.
Right.
Especially.
It's kind of crazy. Do comment down below your thoughts on that. Like I said, it really stunned me, and it just shows that there's no right way or wrong way to make money as far as this goes. It's just a crazy idea to think that you are selling merchandise that is sitting at somebody else's table.
Right. You should go small. Start small. Go like a garage sale.
And do that at a garage
or a church sale. Yeah. See what happens.
You ever see Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? When he gets thrown out, you'll see me flying out of the church.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, everybody, if you could hit the like button, let us know your thoughts on that as well. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.